Welcome in to WA Sports Talk. We did one of these a couple of days ago,
Yeah.
and
It was muted.
yeah, our mics were muted the entire time. Been a couple of weeks since we've done one of these, and so we wanted to come on and get another one in for you guys. We have it's really been busy. I mean, that's been a lot of it
Yeah.
with between baseball and softball. We were out of town a couple weekends, and just a lot of things going on. But we're back. We wanted to get this in, and lots of stuff going on in the sports world. Of course, we're in the NBA Finals, and or not NBA Finals, the NBA Conference Finals.
Yeah.
Of course, wah, wah, wah. LeBron James and the Lakers were swept. You got to talk a little bit louder. You got a mic, but you got to talk louder. The Lakers were swept in 4 games by the Denver Nuggets. Denver Nuggets are in the finals, and they're waiting on their finals foe, and that Eastern Conference Finals is now into Game 6, I believe. As Boston took the last two, so that series is 3 games to 2. If Boston wins this one, it's going to be tough for Miami to win it, even after being down 3 or being up 3-0, which is crazy because that would be history, be the first team ever to come back from 3-0 to get into the finals. Can you say anything else besides yeah? All right, so like I said, a lot of things going on. Of course, LeBron and the Lakers miss out in the Western Conference Finals. They lose to the Joker and the Denver Nuggets, and they lose that one in 4 games, 4 game sweep. And of course, now LeBron holding the Lakers hostage by saying, "Well, I don't know what I'm going to do next year." Well, of course, he'll do that probably throughout the summer so that he can make sure that ESPN makes sure he covers him because that's what he does. And so we've got him, holding them hostage by saying that. So then that's going to keep them from being able to do a lot of free agent work because, of course, if his contract comes off the books, they'll have some money to spend. But if not, then their hands are tied. Excuse me, their hands are tied. So we'll see how that goes. We're a little early in the show here, but we wanted to throw out our wah moment. Because we are talking NBA, and our wall moment this time is, of course, you can talk.
Morant with another gun.
Ja Morant with his gun again. Of course, he, in trouble a couple of months back for posting an IG post holding a gun outside of a club in Denver, no less. And so he got in trouble for that, was suspended a couple of games, different things going on there. And, apparently he didn't learn his lesson out with a buddy. His buddy's doing an Instagram live, and in that live, you can briefly see it, but, of course, with today's technology, people paused it right there, zoomed in, and, of course, there's Ja holding a gun. So suspended indefinitely. The guy's got a lot going on. I mean, he is the face of the franchise in Memphis. And can you say anything other than yeah? Okay.
Well, that's really all I need.
What?
That's really all I need to say right now because you're talking right now.
Gotcha. Well, he's the face of that franchise, and he's got to get his stuff together. Of course, a lot of things, happen based on who you hang out with, and I think a lot of his issues is his friends. And a wise man once said, "Show me your friends, and I'll show you your future." And Joss gotta figure out his whole friend situation, or he could be in some trouble coming up. So big day today for the WWE.
Yep.
So, Aiden, take it away. I'll let you talk about that a little bit.
So there's matches. There's Night of Champions today. I have my own going on. My own made Night of Champions.
And by that, he means he plays with
Figures.
his figures. So, yeah.
One match is Roman Reigns versus The Undertaker. Then AJ Styles and Omos versus Damian Priest and Rey Mysterio. Then there will be a 6 tag team steel cage match. There's still qualifying matches going on. And then Angelo Dawkins versus The Fiend.
Cool. And that's his. He likes to do his own
like cards.
Yeah, he puts his own cards together with his figures to kind of
Oh, and a War Games match.
And a War Games match. So he likes to do that kind of stuff along with the real pay per views. So you set up your matches. So let's talk about the matches for WWE Night of Champions. Yeah, so go ahead.
Can you actually look up on your phone and see the matches?
Do you think I can?
Oh, sorry. I don't.
You weren't very prepared for this.
I don't know that much of them. I know some.
All right, so let's talk about the ones you know.
AJ Styles versus Seth Rollins.
And that is for
the new World Heavyweight Championship.
Right, and I think Seth Rollins is going to win that one.
Yeah, because AJ's in SmackDown. Would they bring the belt to SmackDown?
I wouldn't think.
They wouldn't.
I mean, they've already got because Roman's on SmackDown, right? Or did they move him to? No, they moved him to Raw. He's on Raw. So yeah, they might. They probably would. So
they probably would.
I change it. AJ's gonna win.
Well, yeah.
That's good talk. I changed that. Yeah. All right. So what else we got on the card? Broken arm Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, they said it will still happen. Maybe it switches. Maybe it switched on SmackDown or something.
Well, I read this morning that even with his broken arm, that Seth is still on. I mean, not Seth. Cody is still on to face Brock Lesnar today. So
I'm thinking it's gonna be Brock this time.
Yeah, I think it'll be a squash match here,
big one,
and then that'll give Cody time to be off, and
then he'll develop for WrestleMania and beat Reigns.
Well, I don't think it'll be WrestleMania. I think SummerSlam. I think we might not see him again until SummerSlam.
Really?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know how long it takes to heal that up. I don't know if it really is a broken arm, because you know how all these storylines and things work. So who knows? Any other matches?
Bianca Belair versus Asuka for the
women's title.
Women's title, yeah.
And I'm gonna say Bianca's gonna retain again. They've left it on her for a while, so I don't see any reason to change that. All right, what else?
Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn for the tag team titles.
All right, so I've got my own prediction about this. All right, so I've been thinking about this a little bit, and I think that what's going to happen is that Roman and Solo are going to win.
Really?
And after Roman and Solo win, the Usos are going to super kick both of them, leave them on the mat to challenge them for the titles.
I didn't think of that. That might actually happen. Or they turn on them in the middle of the match
and cost them the match and make I mean that very well could happen too. But I think the biggest match to set up would be to take the belts off of Sammy and KO, put them on Roman and Solo, because in that now Roman's got every belt, and then well, not every belt, but you know what I mean.
4 titles.
Right.
Well, I still think they would retain because of the Usos doing that, but they'll do it in the middle of the match.
I don't know. I guess we'll see. In fact,
it just stays the same.
We're just a little bit away from that, so Aiden's going to watch that. Tell me how that goes.
Yeah.
But anyways, so we got a lot. Again, lots going on. Of course, you look in the baseball world. The Cardinals have been a little bit on a high. Of course, they've lost a couple here recently. They split at Cincinnati. They lost the first one last night at Cleveland. Of course, I mean, they faced Shane Bieber, which is probably one of the best pitchers they'll face in a while. So didn't have a lot of success last night. Of course, they play again today in Cleveland, and of course, they finish off Memorial Day weekend with a two-game set Monday and Tuesday against the Kansas City Royals. So a good chance to get back on the winning side of things. Of course, the last time we talked, they were like 10 games back. They are now 5 or 6 games back. I didn't see what happened with Milwaukee last night. 5 or 6 games back, I believe, and sitting in third possibly, because I know the Cubs lost yesterday. So third in the NL Central. So doing a lot better than they were the last time we talked. And if they could finish off this month strong and only be 3 games back, 4 games back, I like their chances going into June. Of course, you've got the trade deadline coming in July. So if they could make a couple of moves in the standings, I think they would end up being buyers this time, get some rotation help, and of course making that team look a lot better because that offense is pretty scary. They just the pitching has been scary, but the other direction scary. They've been really bad. So anyways, so we got that. NBA, of course, working its way into the finals. NFL started OTAs. News out of that is DeAndre Hopkins got released by the Arizona Cardinals the other day, and so he is free to sign with another team.
Woohoo!
And so we'll see who that is.
What if he goes to the
I believe
Chiefs?
so. I believe the teams that are listed as favorites for him were the Bills, the Eagles, the Ravens, the Chiefs, and
I called it.
I can't remember the fifth
called
one.
it.
There's a fifth one in there too. But of course, the Chiefs, not a lot of money to spend on him. Of course, he would be a number one receiver for them. The Bills, not a lot of money to spend on him either, but they've got some room for him. The Ravens, who knows? That's been a talk, but they just signed OBJ. They got a couple of others. So we'll see where he ends up landing. My thought is the Eagles, and you put him with Jalen Hurts, and man, what a dangerous combination you got there. So the Super Bowl runner-ups become Super Bowl
champions,
contenders, I believe. Yeah, with that, because Jalen Hurts is just unbelievable. I mean, people are comparing Jalen Hurts and Lamar Jackson, and there's a lot of negative comparison there. They're saying he's not Lamar. I'm telling you, Jalen Hurts to me is better than Lamar because those things that Lamar can't do, Jalen can do. Jalen can run like Lamar, but Jalen's got a better arm than Lamar, and so I think that Jalen is the better quarterback. So you put DeAndre with him, and you've got an unbelievable team. Early predictions for me for next year's Super Bowl, and this is just in the middle of OTAs, but I'm going to say that next year's Super Bowl is going to be the Eagles.
Eagles
versus. Who do you think I'm going there?
I don't know.
I'm going to. This is just early on. Oh, who knows? But I'm going to go with the Dolphins.
They do have Jalen Ramsey now.
They got Jalen Ramsey on that defense. Tua
Tyreek.
If Tua can stay healthy. Here's the thing. Tua was hurt a lot of last year with concussions and different things, and they still made the playoffs. So, that's...
anything can happen.
Yeah. I don't know. They're in that tough division now. Aaron Rodgers is in that division. Buffalo is going to be Buffalo, but Buffalo doesn't have a lot of weapons. They lost a lot of players. So, we'll see. In the offseason for free agency and different things. Now, my Broncos, I hope, look better than they did last year. New coach for Russ. So let's see if Russ can, turn his career around. And, got some new weapons for him as well. And we'll see. We'll see what happens. Sean Payton is very, very good at being creative on offense and playing to the strengths of his quarterback. I mean, Drew Brees went to play for Sean Payton and solidified his Hall of Fame career by playing for Sean Payton. So we'll see what happens there. Your Cowboys are going to suck because they're the Cowboys. What?
You have no room to talk. You didn't make the playoffs last year, and my team did.
Right. But my team's going to be better this year than they were last year. Your team's just going to be same old sucky Dallas.
No, that's not true because.
Who did you get?
I didn't say
Who'd you get in the offseason?
No, I didn't say
no.
I didn't say we're getting it.
But who did you get to make your team better? Did you get anybody to make your team better? No, and you lost who?
Zeke.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So tell me again how you guys are going to be good.
Yeah, but your team's in the harder division.
Well, we are, but your team is in the same division as the Philadelphia Eagles.
Okay.
And the Giants were better last year. I mean, Washington's just Washington, Giants. So they're not going to be any better.
We beat the Giants.
You did. Yeah. But you've lost some key players. Now you did pick up some I think you drafted a running back and then you signed Deuce Vaughn. I mean, which is a shifty little quick guy, but we'll see. I mean, but it's still the Cowboys. Yeah. And you still got Big Mike McCarthy as the coach, so I just don't.
Okay. What's wrong with that?
He's not a very good coach.
He is.
Okay.
You led us to the playoffs.
I think that you were a playoff team when he came. You haven't gotten any further than you did before he came. So I think the team is built to be good, but you're never going to get over that step unless you have a coach that can get you over that step. I mean, think about the stupid mistakes they've made in the playoffs in recent years. But you had a chance to come back the year before, and you had Dak run the ball up the middle with no time left, no timeouts or nothing. By the time he got the official the ball.
Did we fire the one that made that play?
Well, he was fired, but ultimately, I think McCarthy called that play. But anyways,
really?
Yeah, I don't know. Who knows?
But the guy that they fired was the general manager of.
No.
I thought.
No. The offensive coordinator who they fired.
Offensive coordinator. I thought it was the whole general manager.
No. They didn't fire the general manager. But anyways, lots as the summer goes along, there'll be a lot more to talk about NFL wise because you'll see these teams start taking shape on what teams make a few more moves or what teams look good in OTAs. Of course, ultimately OTAs don't really matter, but anyways. So we've got that coming up. OTAs and off-season workouts, college. Their player-run practices, PRPs, plus camps are coming up. They have their youth camps, plus they have camps and like for the summer camps and different things for their teams. We've got here locally, we've got football camp for A-State, Butch Jones's camp. And then basketball camp coming up in June as well. Aiden, you'll be going to basketball camp with the new A-State coach, Ryan Hodson. And he's pulled in some big-time recruits for his basketball team. A lot of really exciting times there. And Coach Destiny Rogers on the girls' side, she's made some big moves too. Got some good players, some D1 transfers in. So who knows? We could be in a new situation for A-State. Could have some positive seasons coming up for Arkansas State, and we haven't had that in a while, so it'll be something worth looking forward to. All right, anything else?
Not that I know of.
So who are you pulling for today? What's happening today in like less than an hour?
Champions.
Okay, so who are you pulling for today?
Pulling for.
Yeah, who do you want to win the matches? I know who you predicted to win, but who do you want to win?
All the ones they said.
So the ones you predicted are the ones you want to win.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I never do that. I always go with who I think, not who I want. So you always go with who you want, not
Yeah.
who you think? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I got you.
Pretty much.
All right. So he's rooting for the ones that he picked. So let's see how that turns out. And yeah, tonight we've got game 6 in the NBA Eastern Conference Finals. So it could be the end for the Celtics, or they could force game 7. And I think game 7 means it's the end for the Heat. But we'll see what happens there.
But Jimmy playoff buckets. Jimmy buckets.
Yeah.
Jimmy playoff buckets.
Yeah. Playoff Jimmy. Yeah.
Playoff Jimmy buckets.
He's yeah, but the thing is, he's having to do it alone there. Because he's without Tyler Hero, and I lost another player the other night too. I can't remember who that was, but I mean they're shorthanded, and the more the playoffs go on, the more likely that Boston's going to win, because the more that Miami's going to. No, Bam's he's still there.
He would be.
But here's the thing, like here's the thing with the Heat is they were a terrible shooting team in the regular season, but in the postseason they're lighting it up. So at some point, you would think you're going to start reverting back to what you did in the season and start shooting bad again. And then when they do that, then you're letting Boston right back in. So we'll see. I think either way, I think Denver's going to win the whole thing. I think Denver's going to be the NBA champs. I may be wrong, and it's still to be determined. But here's the cool thing, though, with this series going a little bit longer, we're not going to have as big of a wait in between the two series. So see what happens there. But anyways, that's what's going on in the sports world, and of course we'll hope to join you guys next week with another WA Sports Talk. This Memorial Day weekend, so I hope you guys stay safe out there, and hope you have a lot of fun doing whatever it is you're doing, whether it's a staycation or you're on the lake, or who knows, maybe you went on vacation, but maybe you went to your favorite MLB ballpark and spent some time watching baseball, or whatever it may be. Hope you guys have a great weekend, and be safe out there. We'll see you next week on WA Sports Talk. I am Wes. This is
Aiden.
And this has been
WA Sports Talk.
See you next time.